That phrase like, oh, you think it's a game until it happens to you. Yeah, it happened to me. So, little story time. So, it was the night before my birthday. And you think night before your birthday, I'm like relaxed. I'm thinking I'm going to turn up tomorrow. I'm going to have a good time. I'm about to be 1 year older. No. So I'm sitting in the bed. I'm at a hotel and just a little drove to Florida, sitting in the bed, eating ice cream the night before. It's about 8 o'clock that night. And I've got my pajamas on. I'm like, it's ready. And, I'm trying to like relax and gather myself for midnight because I'm a whole year older. So you would think I'm excited because, I'm on a little small vacation, all that stuff. Literally, I go into a panic, like a full blown panic attack. I start thinking, oh my gosh, I'm about to be a year older. I start thinking of all the things shoulda, woulda accomplished. I'm not there yet. I start saying I'm not married. I don't have my 2.5 kids. I don't have my white picket fence. I don't have the dream career. I don't have my dream job. Like I start sweating. I start thinking about, oh my gosh, that means I'm like now closer to death. Like, I mean, everything. And I know I'm talking about it like this, but like in the moment, full blown panic attack. And I don't know that I've ever had anything to that extent. And I am like freaked out. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And at the time, I was thinking, I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life yet. I haven't reached all my goals and dreams yet. I mean, I had a full laundry list that's just like working through my brain. Now, mind you, last year was also a big year for my dad. He turned the big 7-0. And he was like, there's a little bit of, kind of anxiety that comes with, becoming a year older. And I'm telling him, oh no, 70, 4 score and 10, like, 3 score and 10, like you're doing it, cheers to you. 70, no, you blessed to be in the number. Meanwhile, I'm not even half that yet, and I go into a panic attack on my birthday. So it's like, be careful how you talking and how you deal with people because you never know how you may experience change. So, needless to say, it was absolutely awful, like breaking out into a full sweat. Thank God that my dad was there because he brought me back to reality. Um, he reminded me that age is a privilege. And I call this like the wake up call I didn't know I needed. I didn't know I was going to react or feel that way, or all of these thoughts were going to like get in my head and just make me have a complete and total meltdown. But he reminded me of everything that I have accomplished. He reminded me that every day is a gift, and how so many people that I know and he knows didn't get to even live to that date. And I had allowed fear of what hadn't happened to get me all worked up about a change in date, rather than seeing that it was another I get to have another birthday. I get to be on this earth another day. Like, this is a celebration. And I'm going into it all like I'm mourning and distressed, like just melting down. And I wanted to talk about how getting older is a privilege, contrary to everything that society is telling us right now, right? with age, for most, and this is what we hope, it comes experience. Um, there are so many things that I've lived through, that I've seen now, that I'm grateful for. It's like, oh, okay, now I know what that means. Um, Wisdom. You'll hear some people say, "Oh, you're wise beyond your years." It's because I've had people to pour into me, and I've been able to see some things, right? And I think another amazing thing about wisdom is that you can learn from other people's mistakes. And of course, learn from some of your own, but by watching, observing, and taking it all in, you can learn from other people's errors and mistakes. And then the third thing is refinement. Who I am today is not who I was 2 years ago, 5 years ago, definitely not 10 years ago. And I started to think about every second of every day is a gift. It's not to be feared. It's not to be something that we stress about. It's not to be daunting, but to be excited, right? About all that's to come, all the endless possibilities of what's ahead. And I feel like also too, we have to choose to let the future inspire us and fill us with hope, not fear. So I'm like a serious list maker, right? Like I make list on list on list. And one of the things in terms of like being inspired by hope and and not fear, I realized like the power of images and pictures rather than me making all these lists of like words of things I need to accomplish. So not a vision board, but one of the things that I want to challenge you with, and I'm challenging myself with to do this, and I've already started somewhat, but I really want to enhance this, is to every time you see something or you say, hey, I want that in my life, or I've envisioned that in my life, take a screenshot of it on your phone or draw a picture of it and have it on your phone so that you can easily access it and put it in an album or put it all in your favorites so that's something that you can swipe through and look through and just really keep your eyes focused on that. There's something about seeing something versus just the words. When you can picture it, look, I'm like that about like vacations. I feel like it gives me something to look forward to, and then I can picture all the different, like I take screenshots of all the places that I want to hit up, right? On that vacation. And it helps me to like be there before I get there. Um, and I also feel like when you have something to look forward to, it sets you into like a positive expectation. So when I was having that meltdown, I wasn't looking forward to like what is beyond this date, what is beyond this age, what is beyond this particular moment. I was sitting there thinking about all that wasn't, that hadn't happened. I was really going back to the past of like, oh, I didn't do this, didn't do that, should have done this. You know what I'm saying? Versus like focused on what all the things that can be and will be, right? Another reflection I had as I was having this like meltdown is that I was operating from a lack of gratitude. Here I am on vacation. First of all, praises that I'm even on a vacation. Everybody is not even fortunate enough to even though it was, just a few hours drive from where I live, but just to be able to check into a hotel and have ice cream in my hotel room. Like that is, again, a privilege. That is something I needed to be grateful for. But I found that sometimes when we're not in a state of gratitude, we can be like in a daze of looking at life from a place of lack and everything that's not right or not the way we expected or we wanted, right? Um, and I actually had to sit back and think, and I want you to think about this too. What around you right now is something that you hope for, you prayed for, you journal for, you budgeted for, whether it's your home, whether it's the decorations on your wall, whether it's your car, whether it's your job, whether it's your degree, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your child, whether it's the love and the joy that you have in your heart when there was days where you cried yourself to sleep, whether it's just health. Like I've been dealing with this sinusitis shenanigans for quite a few days now, and I'm like, oh, this is a reminder every day where you can inhale and exhale without being congested. You need to say thank you, because there's days like today where you all stuffy, right? And I realize like I'm living right now in this present situation. That's another thing too, recognizing like your right now is enough. It is okay and it is great to want and desire more, right? But at the same time, resting and being content and grateful. That's another thing too, because I've been struggling with that. I want to touch on that. Because I struggle with people like, well, why aren't you content? Why aren't you content? You're ungrateful. I think sometimes we mix up what these words are. And what I've come to understand is that you can desire more, want better for yourself, um, at the same time, be grateful and content in what is and what is the now and what is the present. Because we don't want to forget to stop and smell the roses, of course. Um, Last night, as I was lying in the bed, heavily congested with my sore throat and runny nose, I came upon this channel, and I'd seen this couple before, but I really like started binge watching a lot of their content, and it's Cole and Charisma, and they are an interable and interracial couple on YouTube. Shout out to Cole and Charisma. And what really like stuck out to me, just for context, Cole has a spinal cord injury that has resulted in him being a quadriplegic, and his wife is a goddess, and they share what their life is like, uh, living and loving and navigating life as an interable and interracial couple. And something that really struck me just watching a lot of their videos is that they seem so full, right? I don't know them, but so full of life. And I thought about times when I'm complaining, and here this young man is and his wife are, and they are living life to the fullest, even though Cole has this disability. And I was reminded again that each and every day is a privilege, that we get to be alive, we get to live full. And what I realized too is that gratitude about life and contentment is a choice. When you fail to have gratitude or you lack gratitude, you don't see everything around you. And one of the things that I've been working on, and I'll say this again, I challenge you to do this too. If there's someone listening who's like, I don't like this component of my life, whether it's geography, whether it's job, whether it's searching for the spouse, whether it's infertility, wherever you in, but find the beauty in the spaces of your life right now, because it's all around us if we take time to like soak it in. But when you're in a lack of gratitude, You don't see the opportunities, right? Because it's kind of where your mindset is. It's like being in a field of roses and beautiful lawn, well manicured lawn, and all you do is smell like the fertilizer, right, or the manure on the ground. And it's like stop to really feel the beauty, because it's around us, right? Um, the last note that I wanted to leave you all with as I think about age being a privilege is, in our society and in our media, we're constantly told that, as we age, we're less than, or we're washed up, um, or we're lower in value, and we're not prime picking, whether that be, from a marital status, a career status. You even see it in the professional athletes. Like, they telling people they washed up when they're not, the 18, 19-year-olds. And that's part of probably what made me have my panic. It's like, you're out of your teens, you're out of your 20s, like you're in some big girl 30s. And I had to recognize that I refuse. I refuse. Repeat after me. Whoever's watching this, repeat after me in concert. Refuse to feel like you're garbage. Refuse to even let it even sink into your psyche that you're less than, or that your value is lowered. We are refined like wine, right? Choose to see your age. This is nothing but an opportunity to grow. And also, too, it's a blessing to be in the land of the living. It's a privilege. So until next time, I'm wishing, hoping, praying that you have a life of abundance for the rest of your days. Blessings.